What's up, guys? Well, another video I'd like to make in this nice Easter outfit. I don't know if it's new or I may have worn it a few times, but not many. I just want to make a video about something that's a little bit disturbing. Um, and I'd like to know, I often wonder, why it is that my face is often read as male, okay? And what I mean by that is, it's just the weirdest thing. It's like, as much as my parents, don't want to even believe that I could even be gay, let alone trans, which the transgender colors just happen to be Easter colors. They don't even want to hear of it. I would get in serious trouble if I tried to even open a discussion about that with my parents. But what's very disturbing is there's this app, wherein you can make yourself into a Disney Pixar-like character. And, stuff like that. I can have fun for hours. I just wish I had more memory on my phone to do it. But I can entertain myself for hours with AI. I just love it. It may not be perfect, but computers just aren't. I mean, real people aren't perfect. So, of course, the computer isn't going to be, but I just love AI. And the possibilities are endless as to what you can make with AI. And I just hope it continues to be perfected to the point where it's actually worth something. And people don't just try to, nip it in the bud because it threatens their job or whatnot. So, one disturbing thing that I've found, with AI and with so many other things, is that while most people are consistently read as the sex into which they were born, especially after puberty, if you're a man who has gone through puberty and you present yourself as such, you are pretty much read as male in every picture from then on out, But in my case, I've just had so many instances where, it's like I'm sometimes read as female, but I'm sometimes read as male. And it's just the weirdest thing. It's like, I'm not sure exactly what determines that, but, it's just like, one picture of me will look more feminine, another picture of me will be read as more masculine looking. And it isn't so much the way I'm dressing, just something about me. And the same thing happens online, wherein people just insist, they just will not accept correction about the fact that I am female. And it is very insulting to me when they try to explain why they don't believe or accept that I'm a woman. The reality is, I'm stuck with the reality. You know what I'm saying? I don't have one and never will. Never can, never will, never will try to. And I'm stuck with that reality every time I have to pee. But for some people, and some robots, obviously, it's like my face is male, my essence is male. Just something about me is consistently being read as male, or should I say misread, misinterpreted as male. Whereas like, as I stated before, most people in this world, especially men, especially adult men, little boys, I don't know, up to the age of 12 or 13 or so, they're kind of read as either one in some pictures. Like, I used to entertain myself for hours with the How Old robot. And it was just so much fun, to upload pictures of people and dolls and certain cartoon characters, and just see what it thought they were as far as age and sex. And for most people, especially adult men, which is who probably creates most of these things, and that would be an explanation. You know, they're good at knowing what they look like and how old they look. So, you know, it's like, yeah, for most people, they're consistently read as the sex that they are. And, but, you know, there's just those of us in the middle, you know, like little bitty boys, you know, up to age 12 are often read as female because they sound that way when they sing. And that, you know, that really, I don't know, that has a lot to do with my fascination with boy dolls, my lifelong fascination with male dolls, and particularly little boy dolls. As I've stated before, you know, I mean, there can be a dozen girls in a series, but the one or two boys are the ones that I would always obsess on, or want to have. If I couldn't have any other dolls, I wanted the boys. And, you know, preferably I wanted the girls too. You know, it isn't like I didn't want to have girl dolls, but I especially wanted to have the boy dolls. There's just something about, you know, maleness without testosterone that has just always fascinated me. And, you know, so it's like, it's just very unnerving or disturbing when, yeah, I do all, like the How Old Robot. Most of the time it would guess correctly that I was female, and perhaps a few years younger than my actual age. You know, was very complimentary, you know, thanks. It would like let's say I was 35, it might guess that I was 30. If I was 30, it might guess that I was 25. And I attribute that to, you know, not being quite so worn down, you know, as women my age with kids. You know, my lack of kids and a husband has a lot to do with that. So it would correctly guess that I was a female in most pictures, slightly younger than my age. But then a few pictures occasionally, it would assume, especially like if I had a fresh haircut in the picture and I was growing a little bit of chin hair and a mustache, which I need to shave, it would guess that I was a male much younger than my age. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was 30, it might guess that I'm a male around 20. You know what I'm saying? It might guess that I'm a male, you know, about half my age or about 10 years younger than my age. Like a young college age boy of sort that was a late bloomer, a Bieber bloomer. Yeah, it would guess that I was male with a low testosterone level and a youthful baby face. And while that can be somewhat of a compliment, you know, like I'm passing without testosterone, much to my parents' dismay, it's also, yeah, it feels, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, it feels weird because it's like, yeah, it's like, if, it's almost like their line that they draw between male and female is a little too close to female, if you know what I mean. It's almost like a man created it, and in some cases, I don't know, it just doesn't include all people of all ages and all gender expressions, if you know what I mean. You know, it's hard on young boys, you know, that haven't hit puberty, as well as women who don't present themselves in a feminine way. You know what I'm saying? People who are somewhat androgynous looking often get misinterpreted as the wrong sex or gender. But I find it somewhat interesting, you know, that as much as people might want to say that, you know, this certain man in history was intersexed or, you know, had a deformed you know what, I mean, he is consistently read as male. Like there is, other than perhaps his baby picture in the 1890s, like there is no picture of him as a grown man that is mistaken as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Even his school pictures from when he was a little boy, about 9 to 15 or so, and he's never read as a girl. So, you know, it's like, if anything, they thought he was a grown man already as a teenager. So he may have actually been an early bloomer. Um, you know, maybe not by today's standards, but for his time period, you know, his voice may have broke younger than most of his classmates. But anyway, you know, it's just interesting to note that. And it's just really weird. It's a strange feeling when I Photoshop myself with my former male teacher that I've spent, what, 27 years obsessed with. And, oh God, he would be so mad if he watched this video, which hopefully he never will. But I Photoshop myself with him, and then I make a Disney Pixar like cartoon character out of it, and it says that we are two guys. I am a man obsessed with another man, according to that app, and it is freaking weird. So yeah, it's just, you know, and as I stated before, I mean, most people, for the most part, you know, by and large, people tend to be read as the sex into which they were born. And I wanted it to bring my dolls to life, you know what I'm saying? To see what they might look like as a Pixar cartoon character. And it changes hair colors, it changes eye colors, but that doesn't really matter much. But what's really disturbing is that I am read as a man. You know, sweet little Princess Veronica is often mistaken for a man. And that could not be more weird.